I'm going to share a brief reflection with you on feminine energy. A little bit about the shadow side, a whole lot about the enlightened side, and then we're going to dive into a really healing and powerful meditation to help you be in a receptive state for good things, blessings, positivity to flow in your life. And as an accompaniment to this meditation, I want to offer you two optional tools that are completely not necessary, but nice to have if you happen to have them on hand. The first one, if you like stones, rose quartz, the soft pink stone of unconditional love. And then separately, if you like to work with aromatherapy, I'd like to offer you the option of rose essential oil, or you could work with lavender, geranium, jasmine, or any of your favorite floral essential oils. And I want to go ahead and dive right in. I have been thinking a lot about the balance of the masculine and feminine energies. We all have masculine, we all have feminine. We all have shadow masculine and shadow feminine, and we all have enlightened masculine and enlightened feminine. One of the things I realized is that part of the enlightened feminine energy is the ability to receive, to have flexibility and flow. And I realized that I have been blocking some positive things from happening in my life, blocking some flow of abundance even, because of a stubbornness and a rigidity around it must be my way, the way I have planned it out. And that can get into a little bit of the shadow masculine. So, in realizing this, I've really been making a concerted effort to be more in the enlightened feminine and the flow, the receptivity, the allowing. To help us get there, I briefly want to touch on what helps to shape and form our relationships with the masculine and the feminine energies. This week, particularly focusing on the feminine energy. With the feminine energy, one of the most influential things we have for that is our relationships with either our moms or a significant mother figure, particularly in our early childhoods. So we're going to think back to that time. Maybe you had a really positive experience with your mother or mother figure. Maybe you were nurtured, loved, held, cared for, listened to, perhaps shown good examples of emotional intelligence by your mom or mother figure. And if that's the case, you're more likely to have a positive relationship with the enlightened feminine energy in your life as an adult. But on the flip side, if you had a more negative experience with your mother, maybe she was distant and not nurturing. Perhaps she was manipulative or used guilt and shame with you. Perhaps your mother was not very understanding or kind or patient. And if you had a negative experience with your mom or mother figure, then that perhaps could lead to some challenges with the feminine energy in adulthood. I can think of some examples from my own family, and I'm sure you can too, not just your own life, but if you look to your family, you're going to see plenty of examples of how both positive and negative relationships with the mother or mom figure impacts our adult relationships with the feminine energy. And that goes for how we relate to the feminine within ourselves internally and how we relate to the feminine energy externally in others. So I want to invite you to join me in a reflective meditation. Just get still, close your eyes. And we're going to do a breathing exercise that helps us tap into the enlightened feminine energy. We are going to take a few rounds of breath where our exhale is twice as long as our inhale. We're going to focus the inhale on the belly, bringing the navel outward, expansive as we inhale, and feeling the navel sink towards the spine with each exhale. We will be breathing in and out the nose. And what this does is it helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. It just helps to calm and cool things down within our mind and in our bodies so that we can be in a more receptive mode. We're going to inhale through the nose, belly breath for a count of 3, reverse that for a count of 6. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Place your feet flat on the floor. Shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Release all the breath from your lungs and send the shoulder blades down the back and a little closer together behind the heart. Belly breath, inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Breathe out through the nose for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Belly breath, nasal inhale. 1, 2, 3. Navel sinks towards spine. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Belly breath, nose inhale. 1, 2, 3. Navel towards spine. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last time. Inhale, belly. 1, 2, 3. Now exhale, navel towards spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Beautiful. With your eyes closed, I invite you to think back to your relationship either with your biological mom or a significant mother figure in your life growing up. And as we are sinking into this reflection, we are doing so from the perspective of your higher consciousness. So there's observation without judgment, acknowledgement without any negative emotion, just observing. I invite you to think back on how your relationship with your mom or mother figure was at a very young age. Observing whether or not you felt loved, cared for, understood. If you feel like your emotional and physical needs were met. Or perhaps your mom or mother figure might have been more distant, cold, perhaps emotionally manipulative. Just observe without judgment. And with the wisdom of your higher consciousness, feel a deeper acknowledgement and understanding of how you currently relate to the feminine energy, both internally within yourself first, and then externally with the feminine energy in the world around you. In other words, are you easily able to receive, allow, go with the flow? And then when it comes to others, how do you relate to women or those with a lot of feminine energy? Is that easy for you? Is it difficult for you? And any other observations you have about how you relate to the feminine energy internally and externally? Beautiful. When you're ready, I invite you to briefly open your eyes. If you are working with a floral aromatherapy, I want to invite you to apply it to a few places. If you are not working with the floral aromatherapy, I'm going to invite you to gently tap or massage the points of the body that I call out for aromatherapy application. We're going to begin with the left temple. If you are working with rose or jasmine or any other essential oil, I invite you to place a little drop, perhaps on your right index finger, And then we will gently massage it in to the left temple. Again, do the same if you're not working with aromatherapy. And then I want to invite you to take a little bit of your aromatherapy, a drop or two on the right palm, and we're going to massage it gently into the left side of the jaw. Once again, a drop of aromatherapy on your right palm, and you can reach under your shirt up to the left side of the chest, perhaps even a bit over the heart on the left side, and just gently, lovingly, nurturingly massage or tap that in. And then another drop on the right palm. We will do the same for the left side of the abdomen. In a nurturing, loving way, gently massage your aromatherapy in to the left side of the abdomen. Let's do the same with the left side of the hip, the left hip. Just gently massage a little bit of that aromatherapy right into the left hip. And only two more application points. The left knee, massaging that in. And finally, the sole of the left foot. Let's add one more. Let's put a little bit on that left palm as well. The left side of the body is the feminine side of the body. It is about receiving, allowing, taking in information, ideas, flow of abundance. And once you've done all that, I invite you, if you are working with aromatherapy, to rub your palms together. Make what I call a scent tent, where you open up the palms and place them gently just over the nose, in front of the nose, leaving space for air to flow as you breathe. And we're going to take several breaths. Without aromatherapy, you can do the same thing. I invite you to breathe deeply and imagine that you're sending those inhales to the left side of the body. And as you do this, you are, with each round of breath, loosening up any blockages to flow, any unhealthy stubbornness, any fight or resistance. And if you feel that there's any stuckness you are releasing, resolving, moving, I do invite you to exhale through the mouth, which is helpful for releasing, letting go, breathing into resistance that's not healthy, sighing out the mouth to let it go, breathing into any unhealthy stubbornness, rigidity, sighing out the mouth to let it go, breathing into the way you think and process information that might be limiting you, sighing out to let it go. Breathing into the left side of the body, any blockages to receiving, allowing, sighing out the mouth to let it go. Beautiful. In this moment, I invite you to take at least a couple of more breaths of your aromatherapy, if you're working with it, and send that healing breath across timelines. For time is not linear as we're taught. Quantum physicists really do think that time is so not linear, but happening concurrently. And I won't get into that here, but it's quite fascinating. And just because we perceive something as happening in the past does not mean that we cannot heal, change, shift, or upgrade the outcome from what we consider to be the past. So if there's any shift, healing, dynamic change that needs to occur in your relationship with your mom or mother figure, I invite you to take some deep, deep breaths. If anything needs to release, sigh out on the exhale. It does not matter whether or not things were positive or negative, whether your mom or mother figure was kind or unkind. You have the power to change and shift you, not others, but you. And what you're doing is you are softening, shifting, changing how you are looking at and perceiving the feminine energy for the better. Beautiful. When you are ready, I invite you to join me in creating what we call a lotus mudra, where you bring both palms together, the fingertips and thumbs touch each other on both hands. And what we will do is we will leave the pinkies and the thumbs connected and open up the middle three fingers, sending the fingertips towards the sky in an openness, like a chalice or a vessel to receive. From there, you can leave this lotus mudra open and gently press your thumbs into your sternum if that's comfortable. If not, just place that lotus flower out in front of you. And in this moment, feel a genuine, beautiful softening and allowing. Not a softening and allowing that makes you vulnerable to those who would take advantage of you, but a softening and an opening that allows you to partake in abundance, to receive divine flow, to be open-minded and open-hearted to all the ways that goodness wants to emerge into your life. And with this mudra, you are saying, yes, I am open to receive. The vessel is here, ready to be poured into. Feel the receptivity. And within your own being, feel a softening that doesn't need to dictate how it goes or what it looks like, but is ready to receive the highest and the very best flow for your life. Sometimes we know what that is, and sometimes we might not. The softening means you don't have to fully control every aspect. The softening helps us align with the phrase, this or something better, when we set our intentions. In this moment, with that lotus mudra open to the sky, I call in the highest, purest, amazing, abundant blessings to flow into your life. May they include financial blessing and abundance. May they include heart blessing and abundance, including joyous, enriching relationships with others, deep personal fulfillment in the work that you do, and in sharing your gifts with the world around you. May open doors unexpectedly, beautifully, brilliantly open right before you. Open doors that lead you to even greater opportunity. In this moment, feel a softness, a loosening that allows you to fully be in the flow of goodness. And if there's any specific intention you'd like to set for yourself that allows flexibility and flow, I invite you to just simply state that intention now, either aloud or silently. Breathe into that intention and imagine that you're placing that intention inside the lotus mudra you've created with your hands. Feel this infinite divine flow pouring into that lotus with your intention. This or something better. Openness to the flow, openness to the how. And then bring the middle three fingertips together. Press the thumbs into your sternum. One more breath into that intention. And make your exhale very slow, long, drawn out. And bring both palms over your heart. When you are ready, I invite you to open your eyes. I did realize that in trying to dictate things must look this way and be that way, and the how of the way things unfolds must look like this. I realized that was blocking goodness, abundance, blessing from flowing into my life. And I realized that I needed to get into the enlightened, uplifted feminine energy of allowing and receptivity. Perhaps you can relate to that. I hope that this reflection and meditation have been helpful for you. I look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Until next time.